Good morning, everyone. Today I want to share something that is simple but incredibly powerful. It's not about money, technology, or business strategies. It's about something that can change your life from the inside out, practicing mindfulness and meditation. Many people think success comes from working harder, running faster, and thinking smarter. That's true, but it's only part of the story. Real success, the kind that lasts, comes from having a clear mind, a calm heart, and strong inner focus. Many people believe that being busy means being productive. They fill their days with endless tasks, meetings, and deadlines, thinking that constant motion equals success. But in reality, a busy mind is often a distracted mind. When your thoughts are scattered in 10 different directions, when your schedule is overflowing with commitments, you may feel like you are accomplishing a lot, but in truth, you are just exhausting yourself. Imagine a glass of water mixed with dirt. If you keep shaking it, the water remains cloudy and unclear. But if you let it sit still, the dirt settles and the water becomes clear again. The same principle applies to our minds. When we are always rushing, always thinking, always worrying, our minds become cluttered and we struggle to see things clearly. Our ability to make good decisions weakens. We react instead of responding. We move instead of progressing. The most successful and wise individuals in history did not achieve greatness by being busy all the time. They knew how to step back, reflect, and allow their minds to settle. They created space for deep thinking, creativity, and strategic action. It is not about doing more. It is about doing what truly matters. When we practice mindfulness and meditation, we train ourselves to slow down and focus. Instead of being controlled by our thoughts, we learn to observe them. Instead of being overwhelmed by stress, we learn to manage it. A clear mind is sharper, more focused, and more powerful. So remember, being busy is not the goal. Being effective is. And true effectiveness comes when you have the mental clarity to make the right decisions, not just the fastest ones. If you want to be truly successful, don't just fill your day with tasks. Create moments of stillness, and you will find the clarity that leads to real progress. Pressure is something that most people try to avoid. When challenges arise, when expectations build up, and when responsibilities pile on, many people wish for an easier path. They dream of a life without stress, without deadlines, without the weight of responsibility. But the truth is, pressure is not something to be feared, it is something to be embraced. Think about the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most influential leaders. What do they all have in common? They face pressure every single day. They are constantly challenged, constantly tested, constantly pushed to their limits. But instead of running away from it, they welcome it. They understand that pressure is a sign that they are doing something important, something that matters. Imagine a piece of coal, but when it is placed under extreme pressure for a long period of time, something extraordinary happens. It transforms into a diamond. The same is true for people. Without pressure, without challenges, without obstacles, we remain the same. But when we learn to handle pressure, we grow, we evolve, we become stronger, sharper, and more resilient. The key is not to let pressure break you, it is to learn how to use it as fuel. The difference between people who succeed and people who give up is not that one faces less pressure than the other. It is that successful people develop the ability to stay calm and focused in the face of it. They do not let stress control them. They learn to control their response to stress. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools in this process. When you take the time to quiet your mind, to breathe, to focus, you begin to see pressure differently. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you start to see challenges as opportunities. Instead of reacting with fear, you respond with clarity. Instead of breaking under stress, you rise above it. So the next time you feel pressure, do not wish it away. Instead, remind yourself that pressure is a privilege. It means you are being trusted with something important. It means you are on a path of growth. It means you have an opportunity to become something greater than you were before. And if you learn how to handle it, there is nothing that can stop you. Many people spend their entire lives chasing success, believing it lies somewhere in the future. They tell themselves, I will be happy when I get that promotion, or I will be successful when I have more money, more recognition, more achievements. Others get stuck in the past, replaying mistakes, regrets, and missed opportunities. They think, if only I had done things differently, or if only I had taken that chance. But here's the truth. Success does not exist in the past or the future. It exists only in the present moment. Think about it. The past is gone, and no amount of thinking can change it. The future has not arrived yet, and no amount of worrying can control it. The only moment you have any power over is right now, and what you do in this moment determines everything. Have you ever noticed how the most successful people in the world seem incredibly focused? Whether it's a great athlete, a top CEO, or a master artist, they are completely absorbed in what they are doing. They are not distracted by doubts about the past or fears about the future. They are fully present, giving their best to the task in front of them. This is not a coincidence. It is the key to their success. When you learn to live in the present moment, something amazing happens. Your mind becomes sharper, your creativity increases, your stress decreases. You stop overthinking and start taking action. You make better decisions because you are not clouded by fear or regret. And most importantly, you enjoy the process instead of just chasing the outcome. Mindfulness and meditation train us to develop this habit of presence. When you meditate, you are not thinking about yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's deadlines. You are simply breathing, existing, being. This practice strengthens your ability to focus in daily life. When you work, you truly work. When you listen, you truly listen. When you rest, you truly rest. As a result, you become more effective, more balanced, and more fulfilled. Success is not about running faster towards some distant goal. It is about making the most of this moment right now. Because if you take care of today, tomorrow will take care of itself. In today's fast-pacing world, most people believe that power comes from action, constant movement, endless work, and relentless pursuit of goals. They think that the more they push, the more they achieve. But the truth is, real power does not come from stress, urgency, or busyness. Real power comes from a calm and focused mind. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring, and everything around you is chaotic. If you panic, you will be thrown around by the storm, unable to control anything. But if you stay still, grounded, and calm, you can see the situation clearly, make better decisions, and navigate through the storm with purpose. This is the power of a calm mind. A mind that is constantly restless, filled with anxiety and worry, is like a muddy river, clouded, unclear, and unable to reflect the truth. But when you calm the mind, just like still water, you gain clarity. You begin to see solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop reacting impulsively and start responding intelligently. A calm mind allows you to control your emotions rather than being controlled by them. Think of the greatest leaders in history. They did not panic in the face of crisis. They did not make rash decisions out of fear. Instead, they remained composed, thoughtful, and strategic. Whether in business, sports, or life, those who succeed are the ones who remain calm under pressure. So how do you cultivate a calm mind? The answer is simple: train it. Just like a strong body requires exercise, a strong mind requires practice. Meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness help us build this mental strength. When you take even a few minutes a day to quiet your thoughts, you develop the ability to stay composed in difficult situations. You learn to step back, observe your thoughts without reacting, and maintain control over your emotions. A person with a calm mind does not get easily distracted. They do not waste energy on unnecessary worries. They focus on what truly matters. And when you focus, you gain power, the power to think clearly, act wisely, and achieve more with less effort. Success is not about rushing. It is about knowing when to act and when to wait, when to push forward and when to pause. A calm mind gives you this wisdom. It is not weakness, it is the greatest strength you can have. Because in a world that is always in chaos, the one who stays calm is the one who leads. Many people spend their entire lives chasing money, believing that wealth will bring them happiness. They think, once I have a bigger house, a luxury car, or $1 million bank account, I will finally be happy. But time and time again, we see people who have everything, money, fame, success, yet still feel empty, stressed, or unfulfilled. Why? Because happiness is not something you can buy. It is not in the bank. It is in your mind. Money is important. There's no doubt about that. It gives you comfort, security, and freedom. But money alone cannot bring peace of mind. It cannot fill an emotional void or solve deeper personal struggles. That is why some of the richest people in the world suffer from anxiety, depression, or a constant fear of losing what they have. On the other hand, there are people with very little who wake up every day with joy, gratitude, and a deep sense of contentment. Happiness does not come from what you own. It comes from how you think. If your mind is always focused on what you don't have, you will never feel satisfied no matter how much you achieve. But if you train your mind to appreciate the present, to be grateful for what you have, and to find joy in small moments, happiness becomes effortless. Think about a child playing with a simple toy, laughing with pure joy. That happiness does not come from the cost of the toy, it comes from being fully present in the moment. As we grow older, we complicate happiness. We attach it to success, wealth, and external achievements. But the truth is, happiness is a choice. It is a habit. It is a way of looking at life. This is where mindfulness and meditation become powerful tools. They teach us to detach happiness from material things and reconnect with inner peace. When you meditate, you realize that joy does not depend on your salary, your job title, or the approval of others. It comes from within. It comes from being at peace with yourself, from learning to enjoy the simple moments. Watching the sunrise, sharing a meal with loved ones, feeling the wind on your face. The richest person is not the one who has the most money, but the one who needs the least to be happy. True wealth is a calm mind, a grateful heart, and the ability to enjoy life as it is. When you stop attaching happiness to a number in your bank account and start finding it within yourself, you unlock a kind of freedom that money can never buy. So, my friends, if you want to be truly successful, not just in business but in life, start practicing mindfulness and meditation. It's not magic. It's not superstition. It's a tool that helps you control your mind, handle pressure, and find peace in the middle of a storm. The world is getting faster, but those who know how to slow down will be the real winners. Thank you.